WHTL.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent?
You're joking, right? I don't joke about real estate.
With the Hanson Real Estate Group.
I never understood why people are so afraid to eat at an open house.
I know.
The open house starts right now.
And it does every Wednesday here on WHTL with our friends from Hanson Real Estate Group. Today we get to welcome Jackie Hanson into the studio to talk a little bit about real estate. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
Good to see you. And, it's starting to feel like summer out there.
It sure is, yep. Mid-June, and it's going to be hot, but I like it that way. Maybe I'm alone, but...
I do, too. It's better than winter.
I agree.
But, yeah,
I agree.
I'm just not a winter-type person. One thing that I seem to notice when I'm driving around, you don't see a lot of for sale signs. Properties must be in high demand right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we need listings. I mean, they're selling fast. I've also had one or two that have not appraised. So the inventory's down, so we need listings, and they'll sell good if they're priced where they need to be. But the appraisers are keeping things in check, too. So that doesn't mean the prices are necessarily skyrocketing, but there is a high demand, yeah.
So it's definitely a seller's market, you would say?
It is, and a lot of that, like I said, is because of inventory. Yep, there's just not enough.
So I guess the answer there, suggestion there is if you've got a property you want to sell, now's a good time to list it.
It absolutely is a perfect time.
And you've got something you want to talk about today, and that's selling homes with contingencies.
Yeah, I guess I usually kind of am inspired to talk about things that I'm going through or have gone through at the time. And lately there's been a few families or homeowners that have come and looked at houses, and they're looking at trading in or trading up. They already have a house, and they're a little overwhelmed by where to start with that, because obviously they still have a loan on the house that they have. They've probably been there a while, so they got some equity, but it seems a little overwhelming for them. So just thought I'd touch on that. So it's a very reasonable thing to navigate, but you kind of start out the same way. You go talk to your lender and just tell them, hey, we got this 2-bedroom house, and now we got 3 kids, and, we'd really like to talk. So have that conversation with your lender, and they will pre-approve you to purchase a home contingent on the sale of yours. So you'll still get that pre-approval letter that we harp about. Right. But that's the place to start. And it's very reasonable. It's very easy to do it. Like I said, we show you houses. Once you've had that conversation, have that letter from your lender. We show you houses, and we write an offer when we find something you like. And then we, in the offer, we write that it's contingent upon the sale of yours, and we write that we fully intend to aggressively market the house that you have to sell so that we can keep things moving along.
Now, what about the seller, though? Let's say you make that offer contingent on the sale of another home, but the seller doesn't want to wait for the sale of the other home. What happens then? Right.
So that's, like I said, it's very important to relay to the seller that you're going to immediately and aggressively market your property. And in this market, that's very doable because there's not enough inventory.
Right.
So you get yours out there right away, get it listed. So you just need to make the seller comfortable in the fact that you're very serious and you plan to move forward right away with that. And with that being said, there's also the safeguard for the seller that if another buyer comes along that doesn't have a house to sell, they can write an offer and bump the people that have a house. It gets a little confusing, not for me, but to explain. But there's other options too then. You have a bridge loan in place. So you talk to your lender and you're like, well, we don't want to exercise this bridge loan right away, but we want to have it in our back pocket because we love this house. And so a bridge loan, what that is you have a loan on the house that you're selling or you're trying to sell, and you're going to have a loan on the new house, and you pay interest on one and a payment on the other. So it might get a little tight for a couple months, but at least you're not losing the house and you're keeping the deal together.
Okay. That makes perfect sense because the seller of the property you want may be sitting there going, wait a minute, I don't want to wait 30, 60, 90 days for their house to sell.
Right.
And, if somebody comes along and offers me the same price and can move in tomorrow, I'll probably take it.
Right. And, in my earlier days when I was a little greener, we would, and the market was completely different then too, but I was in a couple situations where they would write an offer contingent upon the sale of theirs, and then they would not list it with a realtor. They'd put a little cardboard sign on the corner of this, boulevard, and it would never sell. And so it's very important to have the conversation and let them know that, you need to list it with a licensed realtor and aggressively get it marketed, get professional photos and get it on the website. And
that makes a lot of sense because time is of the essence at
exactly.
that point.
Yep, exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. And, the bridge loan is an interesting thing, too. That can, it can certainly probably help. It might make it a little bit more expensive for a month or two, but you're going to guarantee or you're going to certainly make sure that you get the house that you want.
Right. And then at closing, when you sell your house, your lender's going to wrap that up in a nice little package for you, take your equity out of the one you're selling, and so you'll be down to one payment, and it'll be a nice little deal for you.
Just another reason you need a professional realtor to help you work through it.
Yep. It's one of those one day at a time things. You just got to know what you're doing. Yep.
You've got some property to talk about, and believe me, if you've got a property you want to sell, whether it be an acreage, a home, a business of some sort, now is the time because things are turning fast. Yeah,
they are. Right now, the inventory is so low. I've said that 10 times, I think, already here, but I went online to find some properties of my co-workers just to have, but this first one I have here is on Mill Street in Whitehall. And this is completely updated, renovated. It's gorgeous. She put all brand new flooring and plumbing, electric updates. It's a beautiful home. It's been on the market for, I think, 9 days, and we did receive an offer this morning, but it's not accepted yet. So if anybody is looking, beautiful house, 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath, a 2-story home with a 2-car attached garage, main floor laundry. You literally just move right in. Everything's been done. It's a beautiful house and listed at $187,900.
That is a pretty house looking at the pictures, and 4 bedrooms for that kind of price, my gosh, you can't beat that.
Yep. That's right. So if that's something you're looking for in Whitehall, be sure you give me a call right away.
Move fast.
Yeah, yep.
All right. And you've got a couple of other properties that are rather interesting, too.
I do. So Jamie and Jacob have a house on Washington Street in Independence for sale. This is a 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 2-story house. Nice kitchen, cabinetry, dining area, pantry. Upstairs has got a balcony, natural gas, 2-car attached garage with a concrete driveway. And that one is listed at $175,000 right now, so that's a heck of a bargain as well.
That is.
Yeah,
that's a good deal.
Right, and that's on Washington Street in Independence. So you want to call on that one right away. That one, that's a good deal. That's a nice one. And then the last one I have here is on Pleasant Avenue in Arcadia. It's not in the not in the floodplain, so it's in one of the subdivisions up on the hill there, and it's a ranch-style home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Again, this is Jamie and Jacob, but I'm very familiar with this house because I've been doing this for a while, so I have sold this one other time years ago. But again, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,350 square feet. It does have a 1-car attached garage plus a carport. And again, that's in Arcadia. Listed at $215,000. It's hard to find a ranch at that price.
That's a pretty good deal, and especially not in a floodplain in Arcadia.
Right.
That's a good location too. So, and it looks like it's been renovated to some extent. Looking at the pictures.
Yeah,
too.
It's definitely an open floor plan. It's technically one of those, I think, what they call Wisconsin homes, but it's still a stick-built ranch-style home with a full basement. So, very nice house.
All right, and that's, of course, Jamie, and it looks like, Jacob has
Jacob, yeah, but you can call me about these as well. I can forward you to them or get you hooked up with any information you need.
What's the best number to reach you, Jackie?
715-797-3332.
There you go. Jackie Hanson with Hanson Real Estate Group, open house here on WHTL. Jackie, good to see you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Open house every Wednesday here on WHTL. And want to thank Jackie Hanson for stopping in. If you missed